Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Feed the Beast on the RyotCraft server. Today we're going to be looking at bees. I know you guys are excited. So, getting started, there's one thing you need to know, and the tool that you're going to have to build is called a scoop. Now, we have two options here. We have the regular scoop and the Thaumium scoop if you get into Thaumcraft stuff. I'm probably not going to be doing Thaumcraft stuff. That's going to take a really long time, and you waste a lot of resources trying to get leveled up. But maybe later in the series we might look at that. But the scoop we're going to be looking at is just the traditional scoop. Now, it's made with sticks and a piece of wool, any wool, so you're going to have to kill a sheep, get one of them, and get a Y and a wool, and you make a couple scoops. So one thing that you get is these wonderful things. You get these scoops. And what these are used for is, let's see if we can go find, we have to go find a hive. Now, in the wilderness, all around, there are these beehives that you can look, and they're in all the biomes. So there's all different kinds of bees. We got, these are probably going to be forest bees. Oh, meadows. So when you reach a hive, you just have to kill it like you normally would, like you're punching trees. So break it up, and there we go. Look at, we're going to get two bees here. Now it looks like we got a princess and a drone. Now when you break these hives, most of the time you're going to get a princess and a drone. And occasionally you'll get a honeycomb. Now these are going to be very important, and I'll explain those to you later. The nice thing about those is you can put them in a centrifuge or a squeezer and get honey or other items from them. And there's all different types of combs. You can see I've got some cocoa combs here. I'm going to use those for something different in a little bit. But right now, what we need to do is, as you can see, bees don't like to stack very well unless you get the same type of bee. But we're going to have to make a beealyzer. We'll make one of those a little bit later. A beealyzer is a wonderful utility that'll tell you all the properties of the bees. But right now, what we need to do is find a whole lot more bees. So it looks like there's another hive over there. We're going to get a couple just to get started here. So we'll break this guy, and that looked like it was some forest bees. So we got some forests and princesses. The next thing that you're going to need once you've gathered some bees is to make an apiary. Now, I've already got a few made. You guys can look that up. I can show you really quick what that looks like. They're fairly simple to make. You need slabs, 3 wood slabs, 5 wood, and then you need to make an impregnating casing. Now, these are pretty easy to make. You just need, logs and put them in a carpenter. Carpenter is definitely one of the tools that you're going to be needing to make when you get into bees. That's the first machine you should make, is the carpenter. Let's take a look at the carpenter. It's not too difficult to make. So you need to make a sturdy casing, which is made with all bronze. And you make bronze with, I believe, tin and iron. Something like that. I'd have to look it up. I can't remember off the top of my head. But you make a sturdy casing after you get all your bronze. And then, you make the H pattern here with the bronze and the impregnated casing. You can make one of those. The next item you will want to make is a squeezer, which is the same type of pattern, only you're using tin instead of bronze. And then the next one is a centrifuge. You're going to need all 3 of these, and this is made with copper instead of tin or bronze. So you need a little bit of materials to get these started, but if you go mining once and you find a big cavern, it shouldn't be too difficult to find. So once you have those, you can use the carpenter to make impregnated casings. and you're going to use those impregnated casings to make apiaries, and they look like this. So if you right click on each one, you're going to get an item that looks like this. Now, one thing to note when you're doing bees is I usually like to start in a meadow. If you take a look and you press F3, you can bring up your stats page. The second row from the bottom, you're going to get your biome. Now, I like to start in a meadow because it's the most non-hostile area to begin bees, and you're going to really, if you try to do it in a winter biome or a swamp, you're just going to run into problems and get frustrated, and you're not going to be able to make a lot of the beginning mutations. So once you've collected your bees, you can take a princess and you put it in the top, and you take a drone and you put it in the bottom, and they will start to mate, and it will turn into a queen once it's ready, and this bar is going to go down. Once it goes down all the way, it's going to produce a princess, a couple drones, and possibly some combs. Now here's another thing, it's starting to get nighttime. Bees do not breed at night, especially when you're just starting off. There are some advanced machines that we'll get into later where you can change the genetic mutation of these bees, and we'll figure out what those are once we get a beealyzer. We're just not there yet. A beealyzer will tell me all the properties of the bee, and you can actually get the nocturnal trait off of the bees, and then you can breed that trait into other bees and inject bees that don't have it to then go ahead and get your bees to breed at night. So that's something that's way down the line. We'll be looking at that later. But one thing to note is the easiest way to find a lot of hives are usually at night because they light up the surrounding area. Now let's go see if we can find one here. Shouldn't take too long. I'm hoping there's another one around here. If there's not, we'll just abandon that. But anyways, you'll see some of them, they'll emit light, and they're easier to see at nighttime. Now, also be aware, we're using the GregTech pack. Now, that is the more challenging Feed the Beast mod. What that does is it makes it much more difficult to create some of your items, like those centrifuges and the apiaries and things like that. Things are a lot harder to make. So you may have a different recipe in your there's one there in your NEI, and your not enough items. If you are looking into that, just be aware that some of the things I might be showing might be a little bit different because of that fact. So GregTech makes it a lot harder. We want a real challenge, so that's the pack we went. Now look at this. This is Snow Hive, and we should probably get some wintry bees here. Yeah, wintry drone and a wintry princess. Now these have to breed in a biome that is cold. Snow forest, so we can breed these in the snow forest. But when we get to the higher end bees with alvearies, there are some wonderful blocks you can put into the alvearies. Now that's a multiple block thing where you can change the temperature of the alveary so you can breed the bees in a normal biome like a meadow, and then it'll bring the temperature down so you can breed the wintry bees or any other types of bees that don't like to breed in a normal meadow in an alveary. So there's a lot of cool options when we get to that level, but for now what you need is some bees. And what you want to do is just go around and gather as many as you can, because you're going to go through a ton. I mean, a royal ton. Tons and tons of bees. You need a lot. So I've already been gathering a whole bunch. I'm still not to the point where I'm making a bunch of apiaries, so I need to get to those, and I'm going to be collecting a whole lot, and we will continue our bee journey later. So, oh yeah, one last thing. One thing I was going to show. One thing you want to build when you get to this point is, I think it's called a backpack. an apiarist backpack. Look at this. So first thing we need to build is an apiary's chest. We have wool, a couple strings. Okay, so we need those combs. So after you gathered a bunch of bees, you'll have a bunch of these combs, a chest, and glass. So let's make a backpack. It looks like we get a lot of storage with these. So what was that again? A little ADD. So all right, so let's put 2 of these up here, and we got. All right, there we got 2 of those, and strings, sticks, and wool. Do I have strings? Yes, I do. Oh, I need 4 more, though. So there's 1. Oh, 125 slots. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, look at this. Oh, so this will show, it looks like, the number of queens, number of princesses, and number of drones you have out of the species that you put in here. So let's start putting. Oh, look at this. Oh, I wonder what all these question marks are for. I bet that's if you use the Beealizer to start letting them know what they mean. Oh, cool. So looks like there's some more we got to learn here, guys. But I'm gonna research a little bit more and see what we come up with. Go ahead and get your bees going and get a apiary's backpack. It looks like you can hold 125 bees in there, which looks like this is going to be really beneficial. I'm going to build another one when I find some string, and we will be back next time. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.